A former Kent State coach sues the university for discrimination. What this means for the university, we'll have more on this story coming later in the show.
A pet wellness center in Kent is making it easier for pet parents to get their animals affordable care. We have the latest.
Gray skies, sleet, and even snow now coming across our area, and it's just a very dreary way to end your work week. Will you see clear skies in our future for this weekend's rainbow festivities? For Rainbow Weekend, I'm breaking it all down for you in my full forecast. TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
A former Kent State coach is suing the university for alleged discrimination. Good evening, Kent State and all of Portage County. I'm Shaquiena Davis.
And I'm Jacob Gajda.
Former Kent State field hockey coach Kathleen Wilder sued the university in federal court on Tuesday for payment discrimination based on gender. The class action lawsuit states that Wilder made some thousands of dollars less than her male counterparts at Kent State.
Wilder also filed 2 complaints with Ohio's Equal Employment Opportunity Commission in August of 2017 and December of 2019, according to the lawsuit. Director of Media Relations Emily Vincent said in an email to Kent Wired that the university has not seen the lawsuit yet and does not comment on pending litigation.
The lawsuit follows a quote campaign for change that lobbied to remove Joel Nielsen from the Kent State Director of Athletics job. And a Kent State psychology professor, John Gunstad, received a grant close to $2.6 million from the National Institutes of Health to expand his Alzheimer's disease research. The grant will be used to turn Gunstad's research into a national study, which was started to study how speech patterns in older adults can detect Alzheimer's. The new grant is expected to collect data from nearly 3,000 people.
A Cleveland police recruit accused of sexual assault was denied a lower bond earlier today in Shaker Municipal Court. 24-year-old Joseph Patterson asked to have his bond lowered from $300,000 to $100,000. Patterson is due back in court March 16th, where he will face gross sexual imposition and kidnapping charges.
Students who return home from studying abroad in Florence due to the coronavirus concerns will still be able to complete their classes remotely, according to Kent State officials. Officials told TV2 in an email that a refund structure is currently under review and students will be notified when more information is available. All students are scheduled to be back in the United States or their home country by today. Officials say most students have opted not to return to campus.
Kent Police announced earlier today that the Portage County Engineer's Office is planning to rework Sunnybrook Bridge over Plum Creek for some emergency repairs starting on Monday. Drivers will be detoured down Route 43 until the bridge is reopened on Wednesday afternoon. And a pet wellness center that opened up a few months ago is making it easier for Kent residents to get their animals the treatment they need.
And our reporter Halee Sepulveda spent the day learning about the wellness center and hanging out with some of those animals.
VetIQ opened up its doors back in October in the Walmart located on Talmadge Road in Kent. The center serves the community by taking care of people's pets at a more affordable rate than the average vet.
So our core values is that we're affordable, we're convenient, we're walk-in only, so people don't have to make, appointments whenever they do notice that something's wrong.
The center offers vaccinations, health exams, and minor illness care for both cats and dogs, and uses flexible hours to work with clients who don't have a whole day to spend at the vet.
We're open 5 days a week, 10 to 7. So those hours, a lot of vets aren't open normally.
Animals can receive a wellness checkup for only $10 through VetIQ's licensed veterinarian. Although this is currently the only Kent location, there are several VetIQs in the Cleveland area that offer all of the same treatment options.
Our care is definitely high quality. We have a great staff. Our vet is amazing. We still offer all of the same quality, vaccinations and preventative products and medications that you could get at your full service vet, as well as we're on the more affordable side of things.
Reporting for TV2 News, I'm Halee Sepulveda.
Jacob, I gotta say that I'm really excited for spring. It's almost here. So
A lot of those dogs in the packages could use a good walking. So I know for sure David Burgett can tell us more when it's going to be a good time to walk those dogs. Hi, David.
Guys, I know a good time to walk your dog would probably not be now because currently on our radar we're seeing that it is snowing throughout the city of Kent right now off of a weak cold front making its way through Ohio right now and moving southeast. So we had a little bit of rain today and we had a little bit of some snow. That rain turned to snow all the way up until the afternoon, and it's just making a very gross time to end our work week. But our weekend's going to be looking a lot nice. So that's going to when you're going to want to walk your dogs, Jacob and Shaquiena, if you do have your dogs and you want to take them out for a walk, because we are going to warm up into the 60s later this weekend. But for right now, our temperatures are sitting around into the 30s and almost around the freezing point right now. At 35, we have it in Canton, 32 in Kent, 32 in Worcester. So sitting right above that freezing point into the low 30s. So what can we expect for tomorrow? The first annual Rainbow Weekend is tomorrow. We can expect around 8 a.m. It's going to be sunny. Around noon, it's going to be sunny as well. And we're going to be sticking into the low 30s, but our high temperature for tomorrow night is going to be around 35 to 37 degrees. So we are going to warm up a little bit more than that for right now into our weekend. But for tomorrow, for the first ever Rainbow Weekend, and if you have any other plans in the city of Kent or anything at all, so weekend plans, it's going to look very, very nice. But more rain is to come next week, but with warmer temperatures. So stick around and I'll break it down even more for you.
Thanks, David. Governments across the state of Ohio have a massive decision to make when it comes to battling the opioid epidemic, and Northeast Ohio is no exception. Attorney General Dave Yost has proposed a plan to distribute money to local governments following a number of drug company lawsuits and other settlements. Yost's plan would distribute 55% of all funds received. Local governments would receive 30%, with other funds going to other programs, including the Attorney General's office. And
the city of Kent, Kent State University, and Part Bus have agreed to work on a $20 million project to redevelop the city's business district along with East Main Street. The university has been working with Kent and Parta to develop a lively city and campus environment. Both university and the city are expected to share the cost, with Kent State contributing $2.2 million over 7 years. And another project the city of Kent is working on to help provide funding for improving access to the Cuyahoga River. The city is being provided a grant of $150,000 from the Ohio Department of Natural Resources. This funding will help improve the Brady Leap Trail, but first City Council will vote to accept the grant during their March 18th meeting. Construction is expected to begin in spring 2021. Still to come on TV2 News, a special guest performs their way into the TV2 studio.
And President Trump is taking steps to combat the coronavirus outbreak. Find out how much is going toward the fight and what the president has to say.
And currently right now in Kent, we're having a little bit of a mix of some snow and some sleet, that gross winter mix. But this weekend, everyone's gonna be wondering if it's gonna warm up. And in fact, it is gonna warm up. I'll tell you what to expect in just a few minutes when we come back.
Train your brain for free at a Division of Information Technology workshop. Free workshops on Adobe products, Microsoft products, and more. Check them out online at training.kent.edu.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
It's a big responsibility.
Oh, it's huge. I know, it's huge.
And the salary.
Oh my god, yes. I
Right?
mean, like, I was about to move in with my parents, and right before, yeah, so this saved me.
I really believe in you, you know?
Thank you. It's nice to hear that from someone.
These are cool. Did you, what did you?
think getting dumped by text is harsh, try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I bought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Welcome back. The first Rainbow Weekend in downtown Kent is underway, and our reporter Halee Sepulveda is there taking in all the action. How is it out there, Halee?
Hi guys, so I'm actually standing downtown in Kent right now looking at all these beautiful rainbows. And no, they're not in the sky, but right on the streets of Kent. Tonight, Kent kicks off its first annual Rainbow Weekend, and I'm actually standing outside of Tree City Coffee right now, where inside, these beautiful people are working on the Rainbow Tree City Community Art Project. People will be here till about 9 o'clock tonight working on that, so you have plenty of time to get on down here and participate. But for our viewers that are over 21, the check-in for the bar crawl that kicks off this weekend's events is actually right down the street at Venice Cafe. So you have plenty of time to stop on by Tree City and check out what's going on here, and then make your way to start your bar crawl at Venice Cafe. And this weekend, there's going to be so many good events for all members of the family. So I highly encourage everyone to come on and stop and see what's going on at Kent's first Rainbow Weekend. It's definitely going to be a good experience and a great event. For TV2 News, I'm Halee Sepulveda.
Thanks, Halee. Looks like a lot of fun there. Ohio has launched a number of new programs as the coronavirus continues to take center stage. Ohio has launched a call center to take questions anyone may have about the virus, and the state will soon be able to conduct their own test for the virus. Previously, the CDC were the only ones able to conduct tests. The Ohio Department of Health is investigating a potential 3 cases of coronavirus, but as of now, none are confirmed.
The director of the World Health Organization warned government officials that the spread of the coronavirus is not a drill and will require action if public health authorities contain the outbreak.
This came as the number of people infected by the virus reached close to 100,000 globally.
I heard about it, and we made a good move. We closed it down. We stopped it. Otherwise, the head of CDC said last night that you would have had thousands of more problems if we didn't shut it down very early. It was a very early shutdown, which is something we got right.
President Donald Trump has signed an $8.3 billion emergency bill to fight off the coronavirus outbreak. With U.S. cases reaching 233 and 14 deaths, Trump has faith that it'll go away. The White House has faced criticism for its response to the outbreak, stating that the U.S. doesn't have enough test kits. Officials say the majority of cases and deaths are in China.
Right now, currently in Kent, we have some really, the temperature sitting around 32 degrees, and we're having that nice wintry mix come throughout the city of Kent and throughout Portage County. So we had a little bit of some gross weather earlier today, that rain turning to snow, and those winds up to 20 miles an hour. But the rest of the week is going to look very nice. But looking on our radar, we're going to have that little bit of that snow and that wintry mix is moving a little bit southeast towards West Virginia and a little bit towards Pennsylvania. And if you do have Friday night plans, don't worry, ditch the umbrella, ditch the jacket. Don't ditch the jacket though, because you're going to need the jacket still. It's going to be around 30 degrees. But you're going to be really nice with some clear skies for tonight. Now, as for tomorrow, we're going to have a different change of pace. We're going to have sunshine move in as high pressure starts to make its way in for the weekend. And our temperatures are going to be sitting right around in the low 30s. Tomorrow, the high will be around 37. So looking very nice for the start of your weekend. And for the next few days, we're going to see lots of sunny skies and lots of sunshine and even a warm up because we have high pressure sitting right over Lake Erie. And so what you may be thinking high pressure is going to bring, well, high pressure is associated with nice weather. So for the rest of this weekend, we're going to see a little bit of a warm as this high pressure starts to shift towards the Atlantic coast. And once it starts to shift towards the Atlantic coast, we're going to see a little bit of some southerly wind coming from the south. And that's going to tap into a little bit of the moisture and bring our temperatures up from the lower 30s into the 50s and maybe even peaking up into the 60s by about on Monday next week and Sunday. 64 for the high on Monday, but a little bit cloudy. That sunshine starts to go away as that high pressure shifts more eastward. And we're going to have a little bit from 10 to 20 mile an hour upswing winds, so it is going to be a little bit much. But the rest of the week is looking actually very, very nice, kind of, with some rain and some showers on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. So partly cloudy on Thursday as well. So get out and enjoy the weekend before we get hit with a lot more rain the next week.
Thanks, David. An Akron Public Schools teacher was put on leave after a video posted on the internet of his discussing having sex with a teenager. Officials say the video was posted on YouTube by a group that sets up sexting operations. The Kenmore Garfield High School teacher name has not been released and has yet to be charged with any crime. A report was made to the Summit County Child Services. This is still an ongoing investigation. And a Hocking County judge is considering a motion to suppress statements made by one of the defendants in the murder of Victoria Schaefer, who was killed last September in Hocking Hills State Park. The defense argued that Jordan Buckley was misled by authorities in an interview weeks after Schaefer's death. The motion stated that law enforcement did not let Buckley know he was a suspect in the case. Portage County has been issued the 9th highest number of new concealed carry licenses in Ohio, with Franklin County being the most populous. In 2019, Portage County approved 1,389 new licenses. State lawmakers are considering a bill to revise how permit holders will inform law enforcement of their handgun and lowering the penalty fine to $25.
A new art exhibit on campus brings the realities of the war in the Middle East to right here in Ohio.
Flash's basketball has a season finale tonight with first-round implications. I'll have more when we return.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore. And frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy, and giving up impossible.
And then we're going to turn on the lights and everybody look up.
I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought.
Finally won. What's your reaction? Yeah, exactly.
And unconventional methods
okay, what else?
common.
This is their world.
There's nothing.
And then they die. Go ahead, go, go, go.
I'm a teacher. I make more.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Welcome back. The Kent State Arts Department held a new exhibit last night. Our reporter Welleed El-Mobasher has the story. Welleed?
Commemoration of May 4th, the Kent State Center of Visual Arts held an art exhibit showing how beautiful things can still come out of trying times. Take a look.
A new exhibit opened last night at the Center for Visual Arts titled Second Moon. It features photographs from Iraq-Afghanistan war veteran Ben Brody's book, chronicling 15 years in the Middle East as both a soldier and photojournalist.
I mean, I was a soldier just like any other in the 3rd Infantry Division. It was my job to photograph combat operations.
The exhibit was curated by Moema Ferrado, the wife of Kent State President Todd Dykin. Ferrado's goal was to show how something tragic can produce something beautiful and how veterans carry their experiences with them.
So the whole thing I was trying to capture is that even after being far away from the war, he's still in a war.
Brody's photos paint an honest and realistic portrait of what it's like to be in a region that is at war. Some of the photos are graphic, but the director of Center for Veteran Services, Josh Reiner, thinks it's important that these photos are seen.
Well, certainly. I mean, the subject matter is they're photographs regarding war and conflict, right? So, I mean, of course, by nature, then they can be.
Brody's exhibit offers a look into his personal experiences with his time in the Middle East.
I think the emotions that are really captured in the photographs are my own emotions, not other people's emotions. So you can see what I'm responding to by looking at where I chose to point the camera and when I chose to push the button.
The photos, though graphic, have a deeper meaning that shows the beauty, emotion, the camaraderie, and an in-depth and more emotional look into the physical and mental brutalities of war.
And I think emotions are, our most powerful tool that we have to communicate.
The exhibit held a silent auction with proceedings going towards journalism and mass communication students. From TV2 News, I'm Welleed El-Mobasher.
Michael Reiner, and this is your TV2 Sports Report. Flash's basketball is in a marquee matchup tonight at 6:30 in Akron against the Zips. Akron is currently the #1 team in the MAC with a record of 23-7. Meanwhile, the Flashes are the 6th seed as they await a first-round game at the MAC this coming Monday. The Flashes have the opportunity to move up to the 5 seed with a win tonight and a Buffalo loss. The last time the Flashes faced the Zips, Philip Whittington made a game-winning layup with 8 seconds left. The Flashes game will be live on CBS Sports Network. And Kent State softball hit the ground running to start the day in the Duke Invitational. The Flashes were on fire early today when they put on a show and beat Fordham 14-5 in only 6 innings. Brenna Brownfield had 4 hits in the victory, and Olivia Ciberlini had a 3-run homer in the 6th to blow the game wide open. Their second game of the day just started, and they now lead Lafayette 3-0 in the first. Follow Kent State softball on Twitter for more updates. And Kent State baseball's weekend in Lynchburg, Virginia is now underway. They currently lead Liberty University 3-2 in the 9th. This is the first game of the 3-game set. They currently have a record of 6-5, but they have won their last 2 weekend sets. 2 weeks ago against Florida Gulf Coast and last week against Winthrop. They don't play their first home game until March 20th, but in the meantime, follow Kent State baseball on Twitter for more updates. And well, I've got to say, we have a loaded Reiner rundown. There's sports all over the airways to watch this weekend. After the Kent-Akron game, you can flip it over to ESPN to see the 2 best teams in the NBA as the Bucks take on the Lakers. Next, we have a huge Big Ten collision as the number 19 Ohio State Buckeyes square off with number 16 Michigan State and coach Tom Izzo Sunday afternoon. And finally, we are on the road to WrestleMania in WWE. The final hurdle before WrestleMania is the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view Sunday night. 2 Elimination Chamber matches, 10 tons of steel, 2 miles of chain. These superstars will fight to get the chance to go to WrestleMania. And playoff hockey is fast approaching for the Penguins, but last night they had to focus on the Buffalo Sabres. And we're going to go to the first period. Here's Patrick Hornquist. He's going to get started rather quickly. He's going to barrel into the Sabre there, and he's going to score. And the Penguins would lead it 3-1, but the Sabres, they would answer back as Marcus Johansson. He's going to get the score off the pass by Dustin Cahoon. What a pass there, 3-2, but when you're the Penguins and when you need a big score on the road, you go to Sid the Kid. Funny though, Sid the Kid isn't a kid, he's a grown man as Sidney Crosby is going to score here, and the Penguins are going to win it 4-2. Big win for the Penguins. And the final regular season game of basketball season is about to tip off from the jar. Make sure to watch live on CBS Sports and keep up with our TV2 sports reporters Dante Centofanti and Ben Pagani on Twitter at TV2KSU. For more coverage, that's all I have for now. TV2 will be back in 90 seconds.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Protect the ones you love. Spot a stroke fast.
All this exciting, all this American fireworks in Stowe, Ohio is indeed closed over the weekend edition of Sports Corner.
And the Flashes shock the world.
They're going to be playing such a top team. You know, it's just going to be interesting what can happen here.
I think it's really important right now that we remain focused on what we're doing.
Bottom 8, 4-3. I can't wait to get this show over so I can watch the rest of the game. Jukebox hero with stars in his eyes.
Happy birthday, Mom, tomorrow, my number one, my biggest fan.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Welcome back. Kent State's first and premier contemporary a cappella group, also known as My Fellow Clarkies, performed 2 songs on TV2's College Voice. Here's the Kent Clarks.
1, 2, 3. I'm hot, you're cold. You go around like you know who I am, but you don't. You got me on my toes. I'm stepping into the lava, and I'm trying to keep from going under. Baby, you turn the temperature higher, 'cause I'm burning up for you, baby. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I fell burning up, I'm so fast. I can't hold myself back. High heels, red dress, all by myself. Gotta catch my breath from slipping into the lava, and I'm trying to keep from going under. Baby, you turn the temperature higher. I'm burning up for you, baby. Walk in the room, all I can see is you. Staring me down, I know you feel it too.
To watch the full performance, watch the College Voice tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Daylight savings time. That's right, saving, not savings. It is this weekend, meaning that unfortunately we will be losing an hour of sleep this weekend. We might be losing sleep, but we will also be gaining an hour of extra sunlight. Don't forget to change your clocks Saturday night.
And taking a look at our 7-day forecast, guys, on daylight savings time, we're going to have some sunny skies for you, and even on your Saturday as well. So nice looking weekend, but the rest of the week is looking rather rough with a lot of rain and afternoon night showers on Wednesday, but partly sunny on Thursday.
Thank you for joining us this Friday evening. I'm Shaquiena Davis.
And I'm Jacob Gajda.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 wonders of the world.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
7,000 high school students drop out every school day. Let's catch them before it's too late. To start helping students in your community, visit boostup.org.